So once you've logged into Glow and you're ready to create your first Google Classroom, you can see here on the screen I have a few that I've already created. But to add a new one, go up to the plus sign in the top right hand corner of your screen, and you can either join a class using a class code that's been shared with you from another educator, or in this case we're going to create a class. You'll need to give the class a name. Other information isn't required but optional. Press that create button and Classroom will set up your very first class. Once you've created your class, you'll see the name of it here. You'll have a picture that you can change using the themes or upload a photo. You'll see your class code here that you can share to learners or other educators to allow them to join the class. This is probably the safest and most secure way to get learners to populate your class, is to share them the code, and once they have joined the class you can then delete that code or change it so that others cannot join it. This saves you adding your learners by email address, where you could perhaps put in a very similar but wrong username and invite learners who are not a part of your class. This is the home page of your classroom and it's called Stream. You can see the other sections, classwork, people and marks are also available. In this instance I want to show you the settings button, which is up here in the top right corner. And you can go in here to change the class details, which we set when we created the class but can be edited at any time. You can turn off, as I said, the invitation codes or reset them, so that once you have the learners in your class, others can't join. You can also create a link to share with your learners the class code we've already spoken about. And if you have your learners sat in front of you, you can put it up large on the screen using the class view button. You've got options here about Stream and what shows. And you also have an option to create a Google Meet link, so that if you have learners having to access the class remotely, you can do that through the classroom using Google Meet. If you go into people, you can also add educators. So if you know your colleague's username, you can add them here and invite them. And you can do the same with students. However, we strongly recommend that you either give them the invitation link or the class code for them to join, just to avoid any issues with inviting the wrong people. That's it. It's quite straightforward getting started with creating your own classroom, and we'll have more videos, as I say, covering different parts of the app.